Welcome, Dungeon Knight. Always nice to see you.
Creepy dog.
Look around.
Gives you side eye.
Sure, there's something to your liking.
This is VR Dungeon Knight. It is a hack and slash fantasy RPG dungeon crawler, as you might expect by the title. There's a lot of impressive stuff here, and I'll go through kind of the key points that I think there, but there are a few bugs here and there as well. One thing to keep in mind through everything that I'm showing you, though, is that this game, according to the splash screen before the game loads, is all done by one person. It is still in early beta or early access, so there are some bugs, and I have pretty good faith that they will be worked out just based on the presentation and everything else that's in the game. But overall, I'm very impressed by this. But we'll go ahead and start off with the let's go into options. Just want to show what they are. Not going to change any of them really. I like an interactive start screen or start menu, and this is basically that. So you've got all your control options in here. You've got lots of different rendering and graphics settings. Locomotion is all in here between teleport and smooth. You can snap turn. You can, if you got a beefy graphics card, you can pump all these settings up. I'm running a 2070 and I'd say I'm not running this to the max, and the technical difficulties I referenced the first time was or when I started this rather, is that I tried a review on this right before this one, and it was very choppy, like half speed. Not what I expected and not what I experienced the first time through. I closed the game, started back up again. We look pretty good and smooth now, so I haven't changed any of that stuff. So but basically it can look even prettier than what it does now. So you got your music, audio, your different interface. I'm not going to go through everything, but just to show you that there's a ton of different stuff on there, including online co-op, which is totally optional. This is your hub world. This is your Steam icon. I didn't actually upload this. I'm playing on Steam, and boy, that gets ugly when you get right up on it. But otherwise, it's cool. I'm going to set this to private because I don't want anyone jumping in here. I'm playing on a Monday evening, and there's 7 people online with matches found, so that's a good sign. I mentioned it is still in early access. The most recent update added pets, so I'll go through here real quick.
Welcome, Dungeon Knight. Always nice to see you.
Creepy dog.
Look around.
Gives you side eye.
Sure, there's something to your liking.
Yeah. So anyway, different pets you can purchase. I have nowhere near enough gold for any of these, but it's a good thing to work up to. Different cost, different strengths. Basically, they just follow you into the battle, help you do damage, all that good stuff, as you might expect a good pet to do. So we're going to take a look at some weapons real quick. Probably one of the strongest features in this is the weapons, I think, because there's a lot of them, and they work pretty much like you would expect a weapon to work. The way the game kind of keeps you from picking up everything is you have 3 slots where you can pick things to take into the dungeon with you. This shield is a little bit bigger and stronger than this shield, so the way they kind of balance that is your weight, 35 versus 10. So the more stuff you carry, the heavier you are, the slower you move, all that kind of stuff. So you don't want to take the biggest, heaviest stuff, because then you're not going to be able to move out of the way if you need to. So you kind of got to do a balancing act. All the items here, actually that axe I just unlocked. It wasn't even available. It started, or I did unlock it. It unlocked at level 2. Everything else is level 1. Same with this big axe here. I'll go ahead and grab this now just to show you that even though this is a 2-handed battle axe, you can just give it a whack. That does 68. If you use 2 hands, 364. Also, if you just kind of do like this, doesn't really do much. If you do a good whack, it'll do more damage. So encourages you to play the game like you would with that type of weapon. There are health potions. can drink that, but they do have limited uses if you take them into the dungeon with you. In addition to the swords and shields and all that stuff, there's also a scepter, which you can use to whack, either one-handed or two-handed, similar to the axe. You can also hold it and then trigger to shoot, kind of a cool option. Also spell books. To use those, this was kind of tricky because I kept trying to shoot with the hand that was holding it. You actually hold it in your offhand and then trigger with your main hand to shoot. You can do it once or hold down. Much stronger attack. So that's kind of cool. Of course, you got your bows, which, as you might expect, you kind of do one of these things when you're holding the bow. Not going to do that. You have a quiver. You can put one on your back or up front. I would suggest on your back. And this even has firearms. So you can do pistols. Or there's even a rifle, which is a very high risk reward because it takes, first of all, it takes both hands. It cannot block like the other weapons can, but then to load, you have to kind of get close here. Nope, see, it's a little tricky. Pour in powder. The more powder you pour, the stronger your shot's going to be. Then you take aim, and then after a delay, it finally fires. So very, very slow, but also very high damage. There's also secret special weapons that are in that little area there. I have not unlocked any. As you complete dungeons, you get chest as rewards. They are indeed loot chests. You open them up, and you will get either an item to be upgraded, so now that potion will be stronger than it was before. Or, if you're lucky, right on cue, you will unlock a new weapon. So in this case, it's a rare staff. So again, you can swing with it, or this will shoot. Whoa! After a delay, it'll load up again. So that's a pretty cool one right there. I like the look of it. That's a pretty good one. Tempted to take that with me, but not today. So we'll go back out here. And yeah, we'll take a look at the heroes. So as I mentioned down here with the slots, you might see it says I have no class, which is not a personal summary of myself, but rather you can pick classes, rather purchase classes to get instant higher bonuses. So in this case, if you want to be a ranger, your quivers would have unlimited ammo or unlimited stock. If you wanted to be the warrior, you're going to have 20 or 15% damage reduction, but then you're also going to be moving slower. Likewise with this guy. So there's always a plus and a minus with all these classes. There's some other ones over here. So your movement speed and your sneaking is increased, but then you take more damage. As an assassin, your mage, as you would expect, your damage goes up as far as your magic stuff. Your area of effect goes up, but then you're also going to take more damage. So kind of a glass cannon effect. And then as a thief, which is one of the earlier ones you can get, you get faster move speed and sneaking, but then of course, again, you're going to take more damage. So in addition to that, as you play, you're going to level up. So you level up your weapons with those chests. You level yourself up either with a class or a combination of your class and your skill points. So you have dexterity. So you're going to take more damage, but then you're going to have better speed, stealth, and ranged. And then you got your meathead strength. So you're going to deal more damage, but then you're also going to move slower. Then your mage, you're going to take more damage and speed loss, but then you're going to do way more damage with spells. So you can see you can kind of build a class however you prefer, and then of course if you're playing online with others, it'd be good to have, you know, so you got a tank up front with a sword and shield, then you maybe in the back throwing spells or shooting arrows, that type of thing. So, maybe, there we go.
Dungeon Knight. Go to the summon spell books on the bridge to open a door towards the enemy dungeons.
So we've looked at weapons, we looked at pets, we looked at options, so it's time to actually look at getting into that dungeon. So the first thing you do when you get into the game is you come up here and you choose a spell book, which, by the way, these effects on these spell books, especially this one here, are really cool in VR. Probably doesn't look that fantastic on a flat screen, but trust me, it's really awesome. So you have two different types of dungeons: your adventure dungeon, your nightmare dungeon. The difficulty is basically the same for each. The only difference is this will have puzzles, whereas this is just going to be more combat focused. Now, the really cool thing about the dungeons is they start off at a set difficulty, and if you get through the dungeon, then the skill level or the strength of the bad guys inside increases. If you die in a dungeon, it decreases. So it kind of automatically tunes itself to match your strength and your skill and the strength of your weapon. So we're going to go ahead and go into an adventure dungeon. It is procedurally generated, so it should technically be different every single time you play. One thing that's kind of cool in here too is, if you notice these green things here on the wall, the vines, you can actually climb them all the way up. So it's kind of a nice touch or a twist to... Oh, well, apparently there's a trap there. So we're just going to keep climbing. Woo-hoo! We're going to go ahead and cross here. So I don't think I was supposed to fall down there, but... And that's probably going to set off something else. Oh, that was the thing that got me before. So we're going to try this again. Oh!
Watch out, Dungeon Knight. Your health is low.
Yeah, so we'll talk about that here in a second, too. So that was bad on my part. I'm probably not going to make it through this one, but my health is low, right? How do I know? I don't know. I can't see it anywhere. If it is somewhere, I haven't found it. And I know there's a value to it, because whenever you pick up healing items in the dungeon, it'll actually tell you, like, healed 15 or whatever. But as far as what that means right now, I couldn't tell you. We're just going to keep going and climbing. Maybe we'll actually make it past this first room in the dungeon. There we go. Good job. So there are, at least there should be, crates scattered about. And right now I want to find them, because not only do they have money in them, which is always good, gold, they also have healing items. There's a bunch of those guys. And they all have bows, it looks like. You can get stealth attacks if you can sneak up on somebody. But that's not going to be today. Whoa! Let's see if we can't get back here. Kite them a little bit. Pretty sure he shot his buddy in the back. Alright, there's another one coming. Sneaky, sneaky. There's some cool slow motion animation when you kill somebody. Okay, it sounds quiet now, so I think we got all the bad guys in this level. I was really hoping for some crates, though. And I'm not seeing any. Sounds like there's something somewhere, though. Nope. No crates, really, guys? Alright. So there's no map system or compass or anything like that. You just kind of keep progressing through the dungeon, hoping that the door you go through is the right one. That looks to be locked. What was that? Oh, just a torch. Alright. So let's try this guy. Okay. And no luck for any crates still. Sounds like we're still fighting skeletons at least. They weren't too terrible. I'm gonna see if I can't let them go by. Maybe get a few sneak attacks. Oh, I missed. Bad mage. Kind of cheesing it here, but... Oh, his buddy shot him. Or a trap took him out. That's what a level up looks like. Is there a trap here? That guy just kind of spontaneously combusted. Alright, let's try in here. Not one crate so far. This is crazy. It's close. Good for me. Now, I mentioned a few bugs, aside from the performance issues I'm having tonight, which doesn't seem consistent, so I'm not really sure what that's about, because I played for a couple hours last night with no issues. Probably something on my end, but the snap turning is what I'm using now. For whatever reason, it's just this game. It doesn't always recognize to the left. I'm using a Rift S touch controller. I've not, like I said, I haven't had that type of problem with any other game, and it actually seems okay right now, of course, now that I'm talking about it. I'm not going to say it's a widespread thing, but it's something I've noticed more than once happen, where it just doesn't recognize where I try to turn left. Finally, some crates. Some good old dungeon ham. Aside from the ham, I just wanted some money, because I haven't got any money down here yet. There's creepy voices, whispers. Oh, secret room. More delicious dungeon ham. Yeesh. Okay, well, there's nothing down there. So we will just go right back up to here. Yeah, see, like, oh, of course, now it started to not do it. So now we're outside of the dungeon. Okay. Sneak attack. These guys, I think, are gonna see me. Okay. So far, these skeletons have been pushovers, probably because I've died a few times in the dungeons. So it scaled it down a little bit for me. I imagine if I beat this one. It'll give me harder enemies. I've had big old orc type things. Okay. Well, we at least have to see what's down here, don't we? Nothing. Well, so far this is mostly linear. I've only had a couple optional paths. I will say this is the longest dungeon I've been through. Yeah, so that gave me 5 health, but I have no idea how much I'm at right now. Oh, you can swim here. Just kind of look in the direction you want to go. Oh, what's this guy doing? Looks like a secret treasure chest. Thanks, guy. So that was kind of cool. You cannot jump, at least not manually, but it seems pretty lenient. That is a lot of water. Oh, well, there you go. Some water can instantly kill you. That would have been good information to have in a tutorial. But, yeah, so there's the deal.
Welcome back, Dungeon Knight.
Had I been a little bit better and
To the summon spell books on the bridge to open a door towards the enemy dungeons.
had I been a little more knowledgeable about that, I wouldn't have fallen in the water and maybe have gotten to the end of the dungeon. But really, anything there is a little screen that tells you how well you did, and you pick up some new treasure chests and all that good stuff. But yeah, I really like this one. I think it's a great start, or a great continuation of what the developer has started. This is something I really would like to play with somebody, preferably somebody I know, not a stranger someday, because again, I think with the right combination of classes or loadouts, you could have a lot of fun and get pretty far in the dungeons. So VR Dungeon Knight, check it out.